Yeah, hi everybody, this is Clay from Cool Stuff, and today I wanted to just tell you a little bit about something that I find really cool, and that's pinball. We've got Attack from Mars, and most of you are familiar with pinball. This table's got I'm not sure you'll be able to hear me because the sound effects. I'm going to just let this ball drain. All right, so you've all seen pinball before. This particular table is not a pinball table, it's a virtual pinball table. And what that means is I can play Attack from Mars on it, or I can come out to a menu and I can scroll through. I think I've got probably 800, 900 tables on here. Many of them are tables that you would play in the arcade. And pretty good versions, pretty good ports of those tables. There's a bunch. This is Bad Cats. That's one of my favorite tables. There are a lot of developers, game developers, that are very skilled. They've got the original machines and they port those over to the virtual tables very closely. And they're a lot of fun. Some are better than others. Some of them aren't great, but it's fun to explore. There are always new tables that you can download. And I just want to take you on a little tour of what I've got set up here. We'll go back to the menu system. And I'm going to pull this camera down. All right, so what do you need to play virtual pinball? Do you need to buy a cabinet like this? No. You can start out, and I'm probably going to actually exit from this or I could turn the volume down if I can remember how to do that. I know I've got something convenient to do that, but I can't remember where it's at. You know what I can do is, let me just pick a table that's, not all of these have got, there's one that's not got a lot of sound effects in the attract mode. A little bit, but not too much. So anyway, you don't need to build a cabinet like this, and you can start out as simple as downloading the software onto your PC and playing it with a single monitor. And you can grow that as you get, the cash together. You can add another monitor for the back glass. So what we've got is 3 monitors on this system. I'm trying to find another one that's even quieter than this one. Probably should have picked this before doing the video, huh? That one's pretty quiet. Okay, so you can grow your virtual pinball machine as you get money together to buy more equipment. Now, here's what I've got in this one. I got probably almost every toy and everything that you could add onto a virtual pinball table. There's 3 monitors. The play field is this monitor. Then this is the DMD display, and this is referred to as a full DMD. Now you can have, you see where it says Pinup Popper? You could have a small DMD that's just that size, which would be about what you would see in most arcade games. But with a full DMD, you can get, a lot of additional graphics in there, as you saw, as it was just displaying, a little bit more, using up the whole screen. Then up top, you have the back glass. And the back glass in the old tables was a little more dynamic. It had reels in it for your scores. You can see this one was sort of a hybrid. As they move into the electronic, you've got a score that shows up on this display. And you might have some other, number of credits, number of players, things like that. But in some of the 90s games, it's really just an image. Now, the cabinet I basically built myself. I just got the plywood and figured out online somebody had the plans, but I modified them as I built this. I wanted a Bally Williams sized table, but a couple of the things I did have to modify just to fit my monitor, things like that, you know. Customize maybe where your DMD goes because your speakers might not be exactly what they had. You need a bigger hole there. You need a different size for your DMD, your full DMD display. So anyway, I'm not going to get into super detail on how to build a cabinet, but I just, you know, thought maybe people who haven't seen this, if you're into pinball, if you're into arcade games, you know, maybe you'd want to take a look at this hobby. And you can get started for free. VP, that's Victor, P as in, Patrick, forums, vpforums.org is one place that you can download the software and the tables to get started. And some of the other things you can add to your table, if you're playing real pinball, you actually feel when the ball hits a bumper, the bumpers make a little bit of vibration. So inside this cabinet, I've got all kinds of electronics. Let me see if I can illuminate this for you. Take a peek down here. All right, let's see what we're looking at right here. So you can see I've got several little boxes with dials on them. That's for the sound system. And instead of traditional speakers, the sound system for most of the outputs on this go to what are called exciters. And there's an exciter right, let's see if behind all the wires. I'll probably highlight it in the video. There's an exciter. I think I'm having trouble focusing on it, but there's an exciter. I've got an old electromechanical game counter in here too. So when I play games, it can increment that. I've got, I'm probably going to have to go back into this cabinet. I've got a little trap door where I can actually pop my head in there and take more pictures, but I've got a subwoofer in here. I've got a couple different gear motor and a shaker motor to make this table vibrate when certain things happen. And I've also, let's see if we can get a picture of this coin mechanism over here. I've also got it wired up. I'm trying to illuminate this one. I've got this wired up with a little homemade switch so that when you push on the coin, let's lock that. When you push over here, it actually gives you credits for the game. So I didn't go the full route and set it up for a coin mechanism where you'd put a coin in here, but you can push where it says 25 cents and it will give you a credit. So that's pretty cool. And one last thing I added to this table, two things, is up top, I've got a fan. There's some tables that will activate a fan, and that's really cool when you, for example, I had Attack from Mars running. When you destroy one of their spaceships, this fan kicks on, and there's a like a rumble effect from my shaker motor. It just adds to the effect of getting a certain bonus or extra. What else? There's something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so the light show here. This is an LED matrix, and I've actually got LEDs that run up the side across. There's a single LED strip. Let's take this side as an example. There's a single LED strip that runs along here. And so like in most games, if you pull the plunger back and release, when the ball goes out, you'll see a white light follow the ball. Nice little effect. And then as you, bumpers hit and different things like that, you'll see the light show change in the back. So very, very, very fun hobby. And I think I'm going to stop at that point because it gets too... Oh, one other thing I want to tell you is, so after building the table and assembling it, I painted it black, and then one of the pinball enthusiasts online had different graphic images that you could use for your table. And he was also selling, or somebody was selling them in a vinyl format where you could stick them onto your cabinet. So what I did was I used this printer over here, which is one of those printers that has like a large ink tank on it. I can print a lot of stuff before I run out of ink. It's an Epson ET2650. And I printed 8.5 by 11-inch pages. I trimmed the margins off, the white part that doesn't print, and I decoupaged these on. So you used a layer of the decoupage glue, I don't know what else to call it, paste glue, stick that on, and then there's a clear decoupage glue that I kept putting layers on top until, it looks pretty decent. Virtual Pinball, you got some of your classic, Attack from Mars Monster on there, Genie from one of the games, and on and on and on. What was that one? Whirlpool or something? I forget. So yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely a hobby that I would consider cool stuff. If you want to check it out, there's plenty of resources. Just search for Virtual Pinball. And I'll probably do some videos later showing you a little bit more in depth about, putting one of these together. But for now, it's just an intro. All right, thanks everybody.